Thanks for coming to my channel and checking out my latest micro drawing. This is Hello Kitty in a cactus costume. There I had the Q-tip and the quarter and the pencil eraser for size. I usually start with facial features. In this case, I am drawing the teeny tiny button nose, and I'm using a Copic multiliner 0.03. So there I've drawn in the one open eye and the one winking eye. And from there, I'm basically looking for reference points, and I'm kind of figuring the distance to go from the eyes and the nose with the bow on the upper right side of her head. So I'm drawing that in. There's a little face on this bow, and it's pretty tough because this is pretty small. So I'll end up leaving the illusion that that white little face is there. I got the two little dots, and I think there's a nose on the bow itself. Kind of tough to see. You might have to zoom in even more. And I finished off the roundness of the face. And that's where I'm adding the little face within the bow. From there, I'm putting the rest of the hood of the costume. Trying to keep it about equal on the sides, coming around down to the bottom below the chin. There's a little heart, a pink little heart that goes there, and then for the zipper, it goes down beneath that, underneath her chin. I'll get to that a little later. I just give some little hatching, the illusion of the zipper, and when I end up coloring later, I just put that little light gray. There are the cactus ears. There I'm putting the needles of the cactus. And I'm trying to keep them as small as possible. So on some of them, it was tough to have enough control to lift up so they'd be pointy. You know, I just got to the end of where the needle was and picked up my pen tip. But I needed to kind of trail off a little bit in order to make it look sharp. So I got a little better as I was drawing it. There's a Q-tip for reference. With those needles, I ended up making the base, kind of the base on if you look in really close, a little bit wider, so then it could taper up to a point. And then as I was making them, I got a little better on pulling my pen away to give the illusion of a sharpness to them. So I'm just working around the ears here, adding those. Again, thanks for coming to the channel and sticking around this long. Please subscribe and share if you haven't. I do draw a variety of subjects and post in different places, but if you want to see all the video drawings, really you need to come to the channel in order to find them. There I'm drawing the arms going down, adding some more of the needles. Right there I was kind of checking for visual spacing, how far I should come down with the body of the costume and the little legs. Now I've got some more needles to put together. I'll keep working on those. The markers I use for coloring are Copic sketch markers. They have a chisel end and a fine point, almost like a paintbrush point on the other end. I use that fine point end, you'll see here in a little bit. I'll grab the markers to start the coloring. There's the pencil eraser for reference, quarter for reference. And you can see the quarter easily covers it up. There's a Q-tip. Q-tip covers it up except for the ears. So there's the first, that's a yellow, and I'm just touching the nose. If I hold the marker down too long, then it bleeds into the paper. And there I'm working the green. Most of the color on this, of course, is that green. So I'm working up to the black line. I'll end up having to rotate the paper around so I can kind of work into some of the small areas. These are alcohol-based sketch markers. So they can blend some. In this case, and in most cases, I'm not doing a lot of blending because the subjects are so small. With this drawing, I ended up taking, you'll see in the future part of the video here, but I ended up taking a darker green and putting it at the base of those ears so they look a little bit more three-dimensional. So here I'm rotating the paper so I can work up to that black line. You get the little legs in there. Finish up the ears. And right around that bow, it got a little tough. Same thing with around the bottom of the face where it tapers down to a pretty thin area. It's kind of a delicate balance of letting enough ink touch the paper so it can fill the area versus letting it touch the paper for too long and then it bleeds over the black line. So seems like it was turning out okay, so I thought I'd move on. There's the pink little heart and top of the zipper underneath the chin. There's a quarter for reference again. And there was that little bit of gray for the zipper. So I pretty much just have the red yet to go. I'll work around that. Again, in the middle of the bow, there's a little, the white face there with the eyes and a nose. So it's such a small area, I end up just leaving a little bit of white. I couldn't really put a fine defined line on that part of it to circle that little face. There I'm rotating the picture back right side up. There's a Q-tip for comparison, a pencil again. Again, just trying to give people the scale of how little the drawing is. And there I'm turning it over again. I mentioned this earlier that I'm adding just a little bit of dark green around the base of the ears of the costume to give a little illusion of, some three-dimensionality there. So again, I'm usually not doing a lot of layering or blending on these small pictures, but thought it helped a little bit in this case. There's a quarter for reference and the Q-tip. And I'm putting today's date, June 24th, 2020, and my initials. Again, thanks for checking out the channel, and hope you enjoyed the picture.